Australia is a really tough environment to conduct emergency activities in. It's rugged land, it's rural a lot of the time. There's a lot of water and land to cover, and geographically it's difficult to get to communication services a lot of the time. OneMesh is a vehicle as a node solution which allows emergency responders to stay connected with high quality, resilient mesh data network links in times of crisis and in difficult conditions. We've seen through experience, unfortunately, that bad communications cause loss of life, loss of property, and indeed, damage to those who are trying to care for other people. OneMesh helps to alleviate a lot of these issues by making sure there's a clear path for responders to conduct their work in emergency environments. So OneMesh works by taking multiple transmission modes and network connectivity services and bonding them together, choosing the best path for the most available service at the time. It also focuses different communication nodes on different assets. So for example, if there are 7 fire trucks in an area, it will focus communications and network connectivity on the asset that has the best connectivity at the time.
The objective of Outcomex OneMesh solution is to have in-vehicle wide and wireless WAN connectivity using highly available and highly redundant WAN links. So by default, the traffic always flows through the LG and 5G connectivity that is inbuilt on the Cisco IR routers. If both 1 and 2 options fail, where the 4G, 5G connectivity as well as the satellite connectivity fails, we have a tertiary option of utilizing the Cisco curb routers, which is a Cisco ultra-reliable wireless backhaul routers. The main capability of these routers is the tri-radio option, where you can have where you can form a mesh connectivity with these routers so that there is never a single point of failure, especially in terms of radio connectivity.
OneMesh has been extensively tested during a trial phase by New South Wales RFS under conditions which were extraordinarily challenging for the team. The challenges include things like rapidly moving fire fronts, extraordinarily difficult terrain with valleys and hills.
The way the mesh network works is, even if a certain vehicle is having a connectivity problem connecting to the cloud because of the terrain or because of the location or because of the weather, we could utilize the daisy chaining methodology, wherein the vehicle which is having connectivity issues can route the traffic using the radio onto the primary receiver, which is having a better connectivity, and that's how the traffic daisy chains and hops onto the next primary receiver and then onto the cloud. The traditional antennas, which you call it as omnidirectional, only work if the radio signals or if the receivers are at a very shorter distances. Whereas in our case, we use the advanced antennas, which we call it as directional antennas. The directional antennas utilize the GPS feature of the router, wherein they move the antennas or move the direction of communication basing upon the GPS coordinates of the receiver, of the primary receiver.
Implementing OneMesh will allow our responders and emergency services to have access to critical data feeds, allowing them to understand the situation that they're in and provide planning for remediation on a case-by-case basis.
We utilized a Cisco IoT dashboard to provision the IR catalyst, the IR routers, and IW catalyst remotely from the cloud. There was quite a bit of configuration that was done on the curb routers in terms of radio frequencies and in terms of bandwidths and configuration. So the solution is deployed using the Cisco IoT dashboard, especially important because of its zero-touch capabilities. All the routers, the switches, and catalyst configurations were all done using the Cisco IoT dashboard. And also the Cisco IoT dashboard gave us the capability of using the secure remote access, the SEA access, so wherein you can remote session into the remote devices as part of remote configuration or remote session management.
We're excited about the partnership with Cisco. The Cisco products underpin OneMesh, and the use of advanced Cisco software and packets and iOS, etc., allow us to provide a really, really rugged, portable, practical, industry standard-based set of infrastructure that underpins the OneMesh platform.
The other aspect that we had was using the Cisco OneMesh as one of the dashboards. The Cisco OneMesh, apart from giving us the status of the connectivity at the real time, it was also giving us the stats of the vehicle in terms of telemetry, We especially utilize the vehicle canvas and connecting that to the Cisco IR router using the serial connection. We were able to get some of the vehicle telemetries in terms of odometers, fuel usage, and the working of the maintenance of the vehicles, and etc. Apart from the telemetry, we were also able to obviously get the GPS tracker information, the live tracker information, and we were showcasing both the GPS and the vehicle telemetry using Outcomex OneMesh dashboard. We use the same data to train our machine learning models. We call these models as the geospatial temporal prediction models, wherein we are predicting the van link to choose basing upon the time and the location the vehicle is. So we do that by taking historical information in terms of which van link was chosen at this particular location with this particular weather at this particular time of the day. We train our models using that information. We deploy these models along with our auto selection, and we use this as a helper algorithm wherein we are able to say with a certain predictability that this is the best van link to be chosen at this point of time and at this exact location. The GPS module on the router with the highly accurate GNSS module helps us in giving us an accurate positioning of the vehicle, also allowing us to estimate the speed and the vehicle and the direction the vehicle is moving on. This is of utmost importance for the emergency operations team to track the first responder vehicles in terms of direction, speed, and location without any delays. Apart from the automatic failovers, the users have a capability to do a manual failover using the secure equipment access containers. We can do a full remote access of the following: the industrial routers, the switches, the satellite interfaces, the GPS interfaces, and interact with other devices on the vehicle remotely. In regards to API, we were using the Cisco iOS XE testconf API for the manual selection of the van links. And we were using the same API by the machine learning model to choose this particular van link based on the timestamp and the location of the vehicle. We also use the Cisco IoT dashboard APIs for the remote provisioning and the asset management and gateway management of the assets on the vehicle. The IoT dashboard API was also used by the 365 Mesh OneMesh dashboard for a better observability of these gateways and assets of the vehicle.
We're super excited about OneMesh's possibilities. The product and platform solves a really serious problem and can be mapped back to saving lives in if we look at historical incidents and things that have gone wrong when first responders are in the field. We believe that OneMesh has a use case for police departments, fire departments, ambulance departments, all kinds of public services where speed and critical data access is required and resilience in very, very difficult conditions. Outcomex is proud to work with Cisco to bring innovative solutions to market. These solutions are game-changing and will provide positive outcomes to those who put their lives on the line to save people and property in challenging situations around Australia and indeed globally. We believe that implementing OneMesh will have a really positive impact on the way that our responders work, their emergency services teams and the wider community, and ultimately we hope that deploying this sort of technology will allow better outcomes in the service of critical incidents and events.